plastic in my life. So I actually reduced everything in plastic. So my first demand was, I never will have any kind of flex boards. I only had the cloth printing, 10 to 15 cloth printing. It's a very big area. 9 wards are there. More than around 15,000 voters are there. So in main junctions, we put some 10 to 15 cloth banners and the posters. That is also minimal. It's not something like 1,000, 10,000, 50,000 posters. It was very minimal. In a main junctions we did, and that is also not with the money and all. Our friends only did. So my campaign and my investment was very less because I didn't have to pay for anything. Everybody helped me. It was a teamwork. And the second thing was, I normally block panchayat contestant, they won't go each and every person. They'll just conduct some kind of meetings in somewhere, and then they will they used to ask vote. They won't go to every home because it's not possible in a ward. More than 300 to 400 homes are there, so they won't go. But I think 20 days was with me, so I was going to each and every house, and I was trying to meet every single person in that house, and then I used to ask vote. And the social media was helped me a very lot because we were actively participating in social media in 2015 also. So Facebook, and none of that contestant in that time, 2015, they were not using any Facebook or anything. Instagram was not that much popular in that 2015. So I used Facebook and WhatsApp, sending a private message in WhatsApp, collecting numbers from the groups. And I used to send more than 250 personal message in a day. So in 10 to 15 days, I could reach most of them. And in other places, other than my constituency, they may have friends in my place. So I used to send the message to them also. And in Facebook, I think more than 10 videos I have done in Facebook by requesting votes and only taking some videos. That's what my strategy. And actually, I unfortunately I failed for 25 votes. It was like 2,000 to 2,500 lead Congress was having, and I just reduced to 25 votes. And then again, 2020, automatically in that 5 years, I took up party membership in CPI, and I started working as a social worker and as a party member and in the ladies wing and all. And in that 5 years, I in that flood time and all, we were in ground level. We worked a lot. I didn't expecting that.
Sorry,
after 5 years.
Audible?
Yes, Proma, you're audible.
Yeah,
yes.
Thanks. Thank you. And sorry for interrupting you.
No problem. Celia, finish and then we'll go back to Proma. Yes.
Yeah. So 2020, that seat came to general. So again, because I just reduced to 25 votes, so automatically it came to my thing. So I was not ready because I was building a career and then I don't want to divert from that. So I was happy because I'm just building my career and simultaneously I'm doing some social work. But everybody insists me, and I again contested, and it was actually in 2015. Social media was not that much popular, and this time in 2020 we could do many things, status and Instagram, Facebook, everything.
So Celia, I do want to stop you there, but this is fantastic, right? Because I have heard your story. You were a part of our program. And one thing that I would like to, just like before we move to another speaker, and I'll pass the mic to Proma because she's here. Just one thing that, there is definitely a place that you're coming from that you didn't want to be in politics yourself. There was a political background, and circumstantially you were chosen to be in that leadership position. Now, having led for a good 2 terms and contesting for 2 times, being in a position where you are actually making decisions, active decisions through politics, how do you perceive politics now, and what do you feel about it going forward?
Yeah, actually, myself, personally, if I see, I'm big, I'm very motivated in this position, because we could do many things as not just a social worker. We are in a position, and especially in a local body, each and every individual problem we know. We are talking to them, and their house and the other needs of foods, and their in some kind of small entrepreneurship programs, and everything I could help them through local media, local body projects. I could I could help them. And especially for women, there is a 10 percentage, definitely we have to spend for them, local body projects. 10 percentage fund we have to give them. But normally what the people do, just for the name of, for the name's sake, they will do something for ladies. Maybe they'll give some kind of, some they have to buy some hen and all, that kind of thing. Just it's not something like developed projects. So now I could do something for them, in a gymnasium and all, we could do in our place, especially for women. And just to chill out for a woman, there is some kind of cultural space we found, infrastructure was there, and we could do some programs for them. So that kind of change I could do. The social work is, we are just helping them and going and studying their problems. But here I could do a solution kind of thing.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Celia. We'll come back to you hopefully if we have time. But this is fantastic, and thank you for being a part of the system and beginning to change it. Over to Proma, you can start asking questions. मतलब यहाँ पे हमारे पास we have Pranay and Priyanka here. So over to Proma, please ask
Yes.
your questions and take your due share of not speaking from the beginning. Please go ahead.
I would like to thank everyone, and especially Kangshi, the NETRI Foundation, for giving me this opportunity. And I'm really sorry, for the technical glitch and the loss of time that happened because of it. And also thank you for the kind words of introduction. It is a privilege for me to be a part of this very interesting discussion with the amazing panelists who all have such a rich experience of, grassroots political activism, and also as being office bearers in local government. And we've seen how, as Celia's experience also shows, that how these new generation of grassroots women politicians have come up, who defy these existing stereotypes of being proxy for men, men in influential positions of power. And also they tend to display very distinct policy preferences, gendered distinct policy preferences, as existing research by people like Esther Duflo have also shown. So anyway, without further ado, I would like to first engage with Priyanka first, maybe. Priyanka is a former woman Mukhia candidate in Bihar. And so Priyanka, आप मुझे बता सकती है, हम लोगों को बता सकती है कि आपका ये जो पॉलिटिकल जो यात्रा है वो कैसी रही, और आपकी नेत्री के साथ जो एसोसिएशन रहा वो कैसे शुरू हुआ, और मतलब राजनीति में ज्वाइन करने के लिए आपको जो प्रेरणा मिली वो कहाँ से मिली? तो ये अगर आप हम लोगों से शेयर करेंगी तो इट विल बी वेरी गुड फॉर अस। थैंक यू।
सबसे पहले सभी को बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया, और क्योंकि मैं हिंदी में बात करूँगी तो इंग्लिश में अगर ट्रांसलेट की सुविधा हो तो कर सकते हैं चैट में, ताकि सभी को समझ में आए। और थोड़ी बहुत पता नहीं क्यों नर्वस हो रही हूँ पर ठीक हूँ। तो मेरी जो है बात अगर मैं नेत्री के साथ की करूँ तो आई थिंक मैं पिछले 2 साल से हूँ नेत्री के साथ, और काफ़ी मतलब अच्छा लग रहा है क्योंकि मुझे चुनाव के दरमियान बहुत सारे ऐसे सपोर्ट मिले, और तो वो एक यात्रा रही है। और एक यही है कि मतलब एक नेत्री, एक महिला को मतलब अगर कोई प्लेटफ़ॉर्म मिल रहा है, मतलब उसे तो ये जिसके लिए हम स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, उसपे खुद को स्थापित करने के लिए अगर कोई स्पेस है तो ये मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात होती है। और मेरी जो चुनाव है या मैं कैसे राजनीतिक में आई, किससे प्रभावित रही हूँ, तो आज मैं जब भी बात करती हूँ तो ऐसे क्योंकि मैं सीधे सपना देखी थी कि मुझे मुखिया बनना है गाँव का। मुझे कोई बड़ा नेता नहीं आता था उस समय दिमाग में, मुझे राजनीति का कुछ पता नहीं था। सीधे मतलब इतना जानती थी कि मैं मुखिया बनूँ अपने गाँव का, क्योंकि मैं गाँव से आती हूँ और गाँव में काम करना चाहती थी। और उसके आगे-पीछे कुछ नहीं डिसाइड था कि कैसे बनते हैं, प्रोसेस क्या होता है। जब इस सपना को खंगालना शुरू किया, उसपे रिसर्च करना शुरू किया, तब अलग-अलग चीज़ें पता चला। उसमें एक चीज़ तक था कि पहले मैं छवि रजावत से थी प्रभावित, जो कि एक महिला सरपंच है राजस्थान की। और उसके बाद मैं अपना जीवन खंगालने लगी। बचपन में देखती थी कि मेरी बचपन कैसे रहा है, मैं कैसे अपना समय गाँव में व्यतीत करती थी, किन-किन कोना को तलाशती थी, जहाँ पे मैं खेलती थी अपने साथियों के साथ। और किस तरीके की समस्याएँ आई और मेरे घर में मेरी माँ की क्या भूमिका रही और मेरे जीवन में जितनी भी औरतें हैं, उनकी क्या भूमिका रही है। वो किस तरीके से अपने जीवन को जीते हैं। तो यही मतलब उन लोगों का जीवन देखते हुए लगा कि बहुत ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो मेरी माँ अपने भीतर दबा रही है, मेरी चाची अपने भीतर उसको रख रही है, उसको वो हौसला या उसको वो स्पेस नहीं मिल रहा है जहाँ पे जाके वो अपना ज़िंदगी आज़ादी के साथ जिए। तो एक सबसे मतलब जो प्रेरणा आज की है वो मेरी माँ है, मेरी आस-पास की महिलाएँ हैं, जो मुझे हौसला ये देता है कि मैं उनके लिए वो आवाज़ बनूँ और ताकि वो खुल के आ पाए, आगे बोले। और जब मैं पिछले 1.5 साल से काम कर रही हूँ अपने गाँव में और चुनाव लड़ी हूँ, तो उसमें यही था। क्योंकि एक तो महिला आरक्षित सीट थी और आप सब जानते हैं कि जहाँ पे महिला आरक्षित सीट होती है, वहाँ पे बस नाम की होती है। क्योंकि महिला के लिए सीट है कोई बात नहीं, घर के पुरुषों चुनाव लड़ लेते हैं और उनका पूरा चलता रहता है, उनका काम है, वो अपना रुतबा दिखाते हैं सोसाइटी में, हम महिलाएँ पीछे रह जाते हैं, गौन हो जाती है उनकी भूमिका। तो ये वाला था और मैंने 2021 में सोचा कि मैं इस बार की मुखिया के चुनाव लड़ूँगी, कि मतलब मेरा रिज़ल्ट कुछ भी होगा, मतलब आगे-पीछे नहीं सोची कैसे फिर क्या करूँगी, पर ये सोचा कि नहीं इस बार का चुनाव तो लड़ना ही है क्योंकि महिला आरक्षित सीट है। फिर उस समय मैं कानपुर में काम कर रही थी, तो मैं गाँव में और मतलब चीज़ें खंगालना शुरू किया, टीम बनाने की कोशिश हुई। सबसे पहली बात घर में शुरू किया कि सबको मनाने वाली बात आई। तो माँ की तरफ से बड़ी मेन मोटिवेशन दिखा। ऐसा लगा कि वही पिछले 1.5 साल में मेरे से ज़्यादा लंबी लड़ाई वो लड़ी है, उसको लगा कि वो खुद चुनाव लड़ रही है। तो आज़ादी मैंने उसमें देखा और एक बड़ी प्यारी ऐसे टीम के रूप में आई, एकदम समर्पित है, मतलब आगे आ रही है। तो ये सब काफ़ी सुंदर रहा मेरे लिए। और एक मतलब आज के तो यही है कि आज अब मैं जो भी अपने माँ चाची सबको देखती हूँ और जितना उन्होंने मेरे कैंपेन के दौरान किया, कि एक अलग टीम लेके निकलती थी, तो वही सब प्रेरणा है। और बाकी और भी जो सवाल है मैं उसमें बोलूँ।
हाँ जी, बहुत बढ़िया। और ये जो आपने बोला कि आपके जीवन में जो महिलाएं हैं, आपकी माताजी और जो बाकी सारे जो महिलाएं हैं, आपको बहुत प्रेरित कर चुकी है और आगे भी सपोर्ट करती रहती है। ये बहुत हम लोगों को एक बात सिखाती है कि फैमिली मेंबर्स का भी एक बहुत बड़ा योगदान होता है, कि इनफॉर्मल लेवल पे भी एक जो सपोर्ट मिलती है महिलाओं को, वो बहुत क्रूशियल होता है। कि इसका एक साइड ये भी है कि ये जो मेल फैमिली मेंबर्स है, जो मर्द लोग हैं, उन लोगों का थोड़ा, आपने जो बोला जो रुतबा है, जो डोमिनेशन है, वो थोड़ा नेगेटिवली इफेक्ट करता है किसी लेवल पे, क्योंकि मतलब ये इसको काउंटर करना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है लोकल लेवल पे मे बी। बट एट द सेम टाइम ये भी है कि ये जो घर के जो औरतें हैं, वो बहुत मतलब दूसरी तरह भी आपको सपोर्ट करती है, नॉट ओनली फॉर्मली कि आपको आपके लिए वोट करे, बट ऑल्सो इनफॉर्मली कि जैसे सपोर्ट सिस्टम के तौर पे काम करना, कैंपेन में आपको सपोर्ट करना, ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। और आपकी जो एक्सपीरियंस है, मैं यही पूछना चाहती हूँ आपसे कि आप जब कैंपेन कर रहे थे, आपने थोड़ा बताया कि आपके माताजी ने भी आपको सपोर्ट किया, तो अगर आप थोड़ा ज्यादा बोल सकते हैं इसके बारे में, आपके जो कैंपेन कैसे गया, और अगर कोई हिंसा का घटना मतलब आपने फेस किया, वर्बली हो, मतलब है ना कि कोई किसी को मतलब बहुत सॉरी मेरा हिंदी उतना स्ट्रांग नहीं है, बट मैं कोशिश कर रही हूँ कि मतलब किसी तरह आपको कोई गाली गलौज सुनना या फिर कोई मतलब फिजिकली अगर आप थ्रेटन फील कर चुकी है, ये भी अगर आप शेयर करती है तो मतलब थ्रू आउट योर कैंपेन फेज।
मैं एक सेकंड बोलूंगी और मैं बोलूंगी कि प्रियंका तुम्हारी जर्नी, क्योंकि जैसे कल तुमने पोस्ट भी डाला जब इस इवेंट के बारे में, तुम हमेशा कहीं ना कहीं तुम्हारा अपसेट होना भी जो था जायज है उस कैंपेन के एक्सपीरियंस से, राइट? तो हम सुनना चाहते हैं कि वो जो एक्सपीरियंस वहां पे बहुत कुछ होता है ग्राउंड पर, तो तुम खुलकर आज बता सकती हो, क्योंकि यहाँ पर जो लोग सुनने आए हैं वो ये सुनने आए हैं जिनको शायद किताबी बातें लगती हैं, पर वो तुमसे सुनेंगे तो उनको यकीन होगा कि कितना मुश्किल है और फिर भी हम कर रहे हैं और हम फिर भी पीछे नहीं हटेंगे, राइट? तो जो भी तुम्हारे वो रियल एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं तुम उनको शेयर कर सकती हो।
डेफिनेटली। तो मैं जैसे बताई कि मैं पिछले 1.5 साल से ही अपने पंचायत में एक्टिव हूँ और उससे पहले मैं दिल्ली में रह के पढ़ाई करती थी, फिर कानपुर में काम किया, तो काफी लंबा गैप था, एक्चुअली 10 साल के गैप थे। और जब मैं गांव में नहीं थी तो जब गई पिछले साल परमानेंटली सब कुछ दिल्ली के छोड़ छाड़ के कि अब शहर नहीं लौटना है, और वाकई नहीं लौटना है अब मुझे शहर। तो मुझे उतना ना गांव में मेरी पहचान ही नहीं थी, मतलब बहुत ऐसे लोग थे जिसको पता नहीं था कि मैं किसकी बेटी हूँ। तो मुझे देखते थे कि अच्छा तुम किसकी बेटी हो, तो फिर पापा के नाम बताती, तो अच्छा उनकी एक और बेटी है। इस तरीके के कई कन्वर्सेशन सुनने को मिले। और तो था कि मैं वहां पे गई तो शुरुआत में था कि मेरे आसपास जो युवा थे, क्योंकि मेरा फैमिली जो बैकग्राउंड है, मेरा अपना फैमिली, उसका राजनीतिक हस्तक्षेप कोई नहीं रहा उसमें, मतलब उसकी राजनीतिक रुचि है ये नहीं है। लेकिन मेरा जो बड़ा फैमिली है, जो खानदान बोलते हैं हम सब, और उसका हमेशा से रहा है राजनीतिक में कि मेरे दादा मुखिया रहे हैं, मतलब जो बाबा है वो रहे हैं, और सबका रहा है कि हर साल मेरे बड़े खानदान से लोग मुखिया का चुनाव तो लड़ते ही हैं। इस बार मेरा था कि मैं चलो, क्योंकि मेरा सपना है, मैं पढ़ी लिखी हूँ और मैं जिस नजरिए से, जिस मूल्य को गांव को देखती हूँ, उस मूल्य से राजनीतिक शुरू करते हैं। तो मेरा एक अलग ये था, बाकी के चुनावी विजन है उनसे। तो मैं गई, फैमिली में बात किया, जैसे मैंने बताया कि माँ आई सपोर्ट में, घर के मेरे खासकर पापा के साथ ऐसे बहुत संघर्ष चले, मतलब वो कभी खुल के बताए ही नहीं कि मुझे चुनाव लड़ना चाहिए या नहीं। इस तरीके से उनके मन में द्वंद्व था, और द्वंद्व ही था समाज के सवालों को लेके कि वो क्या बताएंगे समाज में। और एक थी क्योंकि मैं अपने गांव की बेटी थी, तो लोगों में कॉन्सेप्ट था कि बेटी तो चुनाव लड़ते ही नहीं है, उनका नाम ही नहीं वोटर लिस्ट में होता है, वो क्यों चुनाव लड़ेगी। दूसरा कि बेटी को अगर हम जिता दिए तो शादी करके चली जाएंगी तो पंचायत कौन संभालेगा। ये एक स्टैब्लिश सवाल था जो 1.5 साल से ऐसे फेस करी। और दूसरा सवाल है कि आप एक महिला जब फील्ड में उतरती है और उनके साथ टीम में अगर लड़के हो तो बहुत बातें चलती है कि कौन है, किसके साथ है। और मैं तो ऐसे हूँ कि मुझे अगर कहीं बाहर जाना है तो मैं सीधे अपना बैग ली और चल दी। और तो लोग मुझे देखते कि हमेशा तो घर से बाहर ही रहती है, पता नहीं किसके साथ जाती है, नहीं जाती है, क्या चक्कर है। मतलब ये एक था कि बेधड़क था सुनने में, और जिससे मुझे कभी कभी तो डिसअपॉइंट होती थी मैं कि किस तरीके की बातें हैं, लेकिन उससे मुझे उतना फर्क नहीं पड़ता था जितना फर्क ये पड़ता था कि मेरे फैमिली में कौन लोग मतलब मेरे बात को कितना सुन रहे हैं। और मेरा जो कैंपेन था वो था कि एक अलग था, क्योंकि हम ऐसी राजनीति की बात कर रहे थे जहां पे हम लोगों को नेतृत्व मतलब सिखाए, उसके लीडरशिप पे काम करे, और खासकर चुनाव हम पूरे जो हम किस लिए चुनाव होता है उस पे आधारित हो, मतलब मुद्दाएं क्या है, हम मुद्दा आधारित चुनाव लड़ रहे थे ना कि हम पैसा और ये सब कि हम 10 लाख रुपया खर्च करें, भोज करें, भंडारा करें और फिर चुनाव लड़े। तो मुद्दाओं पे बात कर रहे थे हम। और उससे पहले हमने, क्योंकि हमारा सबसे शुरुआत में हमने चेतना चौपाल किया था, जो कि एक सभा था, ग्राम सभा हम कर रहे थे, और मतलब हर एक वार्ड में जाके वार्ड सभा टाइप कर रहे थे, जिसमें हम अधिकारों पे बात करते थे कि एक वोटर के नाते मेरा क्या अधिकार है, और एक महिला मुखिया होना या महिला वार्ड सदस्य होना या महिला पंचायत पंचायत की मेंबर होना कितना जरूरी है। और ये सब बातें थी। अभी की बाकी जो फंड्स पे बात कर रहे थे कि कितना फंड्स हमारे पंचायत को मिलता है, वो कहाँ खर्च होता है, उसका हिसाब हम कैसे ले सकते हैं। और एक जो जनप्रतिनिधि है, चाहे वो महिला हो या पुरुष हो, उनकी क्या भूमिका है, उनकी क्या जिम्मेदारी है, वो अपना जिम्मेदारी कितना निभाते हैं। तो एक नागरिक और एक ग्राम सभा के माननीय सदस्य होने के नाते हम सब वोटर की क्या जिम्मेदारी है, इस पे हमने खुल की बातें करी और लोग मतलब सुने। मतलब शुरुआत में ऐसा था कि जब हम इस तरीके की बातें किसी बड़े बुजुर्ग से करते थे तो उनके तरफ से आता था, अरे तुम तो अलग दुनिया की बात करो, ऐसे कहीं चुनाव होता है और ऐसे तुम्हें कौन मतलब ये करेगा, ये यहाँ नहीं है, बिहार में या बिशनपुर गोनाही पंचायत में संभव नहीं है। मैं उसको तो फिर उस तरीके से हमने अपना पीपीटी मतलब जो चेतना चौपाल में जो हमने यूज किया मतलब उसको डिजाइन किया और फिर उसको दिखा दी कि चलो केरल के डाट गांव में इस तरीके की काम हुई है, मेंढा लेखा में इस तरीके काम हुई और सब अपने ही इंडिया में ही है, इसी पृथ्वी पे है। तो इस तरीके से आए। तो चेतना चौपाल में एक स्ट्रगल ये रहा उसमें, क्योंकि हम चाहते थे कि हम किसी जगह पे बैठे लोग आके हमें सुने, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता है, हमें लोगों के पास जाना पड़ता है। तो फिर हम गए कि किसी भी नुक्कड़ पे देखे कि हाँ यहाँ पे 10-15 लोग बैठ रहे हैं, तो वहां पे जाके अपना कार्यक्रम शुरू किया, प्रोजेक्टर लगाया, उस पे बातें करी, उस पे हमने मतलब डेटा लेके कि हमारे पंचायत को कितना फंड्स मिला है और फंड्स कैसे जाते हैं, मतलब आते हैं अपने पंचायत को, और सरकार हमें मतलब सरकार के पास हम पैसे कैसे भेजते हैं जो हमारे गांव को आते हैं। तो टैक्स पे बात करी, लोगों को बेसिक चीज समझाया, तब जाके चीजें समझ में आने लगी। तो उस समय के जो वर्तमान जो मुखिया पति थे, उन लोगों से सवाल जवाब करना शुरू किया, तो एक फर्क हमें दिखने लगा, क्योंकि हम सच बोल रहे थे वहां पे। मतलब ये था कि हम दिखा रहे थे इस तरीके से, तो धमकियां मिलना शुरू हुआ कि ये क्या है, तुम क्यों आके लोगों को गलत अफवाह बताते हो, इतना पैसा कहाँ से आता है, इस तरीके से। और हमारे टीम में यहाँ लोग है, उसको मतलब हमने वार्ड सभा करने के लिए जाके लोगों को बाकी लोग मोबिलाइज कर रहे थे और उसको ऐसे धमकी दी कि हम तुम्हारा प्रोजेक्टर फाड़ देंगे, इस तरीके से धमकियां मिलना शुरू हुआ। और हम अपने पंचायत के ऐसे लोग मानते कि वो सबसे टफ गांव है, वहां का वोटिंग इधर उधर नहीं होता है, हम वहीं पे प्रोग्राम कर रहे थे। इस तरीके से वहां पे हमें धमकियां मिली। फिर हमने उसको अपने हिसाब से, जो हमारा तरीका है कि हमें मतलब अहिंसा मतलब उसके ये पे नहीं उतरना है, हम जिस पे है उसी पे रहना है और शांति से चीजों को करना है, इस तरीके से हमने उसको डील किया। और वो जब धमकियां मिली तब आई थिंक हमने उसको अपने में यूज करना शुरू किया। अच्छा, हर एक भाषण में हमें बताया कि हम सच बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारा प्रोजेक्टर नहीं फाड़ना, अगर किसी को गुस्सा आ रहा है बैठ के बातें करेंगे कि ये चीज कहाँ से हमें फंड्स के बारे में पता चली है, आप भी जाके वहां पे देख सकते हो। इस तरीके से हुए तो चीज पता चलने लगा सबको और लोग हमें प्रोटेक्ट करने लगे, उस गांव में पर्टिकुलर वहां के लोग, और जो हमारे लिए काफी मतलब सुंदर रहा। फिर अपने ही मतलब कुछ मतलब लोगों से ऐसे मिलने लगे कि मतलब तुम्हारे पापा को ऐसे 2 लाख रुपया दे देते हैं, शादी कर ले, पैसों के लिए सब कर रही हैं। इस तरीके की धमकी, जहां न हम इसको मतलब होता है ना अपहरण टाइप की, हम जहां न रखवा देंगे तुम्हें मतलब किसी को पता ही नहीं चलेगा लड़की हो के सब कर रही है। तो ये कुछ बातें थी जो सुन के मुझे तो ऐसे कभी हंसी लगता था और ये विश्वास होता था कि हम कुछ अच्छा अब करने जा रहे हैं और अच्छा हो रहा है पंचायत में। तो ये सब एक हौसला देता है। और
ये
और
तो हाँ जी बोलिए। हाँ नहीं मतलब मैं वही बोल रही थी कि ये बहुत ही इंस्पायरिंग भी है कि हम लोगों के लिए, जो कांक्षी भी बोल रही थी, जो एकेडमिक्स के दुनिया में है, ऐसे किताब लेके ही मतलब हम लोग पता करना चाहते हैं कि ग्राउंड लेवल पे क्या होता है, पर ये जो अपने आंखों से आपने ये जो देखा, ये जो फेस किया, ये बहुत ज्यादा इंस्पायरिंग है। सिर्फ मतलब हम लोगों के लिए भी नहीं, बाकी जो औरतें हैं जो आना चाहती है पॉलिटिक्स में, जो एस्पायर करती है किसी पोजीशन, जैसे आपने बोला कि आपको मुखिया बनने का एक एम्बिशन था, और ये एम्बिशन को ही लोग, जैसे कि मतलब कोई भी औरत अगर एम्बिशियस अपने दिखाने लगे, वो भी अटैक्ट होता है ना, कि लोग बोलते हैं कि ऐसे मतलब बेटी होके क्यों मुखिया बनेगी, क्यों इलेक्शन के लिए लड़ेगी। तो ये मतलब हम लोग भी मतलब आपके एग्जाम्पल के थ्रू हम लोग भी सीख सकते हैं कि मतलब इतने थ्रेट्स के बावजूद भी आप ऐसे निडर होके आप सत्ता को क्वेश्चन कर रही है, सवाल पूछ रही है। और इसी तरह हम लोग डेमोक्रेसी की भी, गणतंत्र का जो ओरिजिनल एसेंस जो है, मतलब किसी को, मतलब महिलाओं की सशक्तिकरण, जो मार्जिनलाइज लोग हैं उनके वॉइसेस को रिप्रेजेंट करना, ये हमारे लिए बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। और अब मैं, मतलब आपसे दोबारा मुलाकात होगी, बातें भी होगी, पर अब मैं कोशिश करना चाहती हूँ कि प्रणय की भी बातें हम लोग थोड़ा सुन ले। सो प्रणय मंजरी जी, अगर आप कोशिश करके मतलब हम लोगों को थोड़ा बता सकती है कि आप भी अभी कॉन्टेस्ट कर रही है इलेक्शंस के लिए, और मतलब बीएमसी इलेक्शंस के लिए आप जेंडर राइट्स एक्टिविस्ट भी रह चुकी है। तो अगर आप बताएं हम लोगों को कि आपकी जो जर्नी थी वो कैसी थी, और नेत्री के साथ आपका जो एसोसिएशन था वो किस टाइम में शुरू हुआ, कैसे हुआ, और आपका नेत्री के साथ एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा। और ये भी है कि पॉलिटिक्स में ज्वाइन करने के लिए, जैसे मैंने प्रियंका जी से भी पूछा था कि आपको व्यक्तिगत तौर पे किसने प्रेरणा दिया था, कैसे आपको प्रेरणा मिली थी, तो ये अगर आप हम लोगों से शेयर करें।
Okay, so I was working as CSR head, and mostly I was working in the space of education, like with government school children, from like marginalized section, like construction workers children, urban slum dwellers, and also particularly vulnerable tribal children. There was an incident happened around 2012 or 2013 in Bangalore. A 3 or 4 year old girl, thought, I mean, she was raped in her school van. I was quite disturbed, by that incident. It doesn't mean, I mean, every day around 85 or 86 rapes happening in India. But then that particular incident, uh, you know, I couldn't, I mean, it made me restless. And I have a niece. My sister has a daughter, my brother has a daughter. I got very anxious, whenever they go to school. If I call my sister or my sister-in-law and know they're in the school, somewhere I don't express, uh, my thoughts with them. But then I keep calling them until they reach home. Um, uh, yeah, I think being a woman is, we have enough reasons to be in politics, right? Because the crime against women is not an issue in India. In India means in the political discourse. So, so I was part of many voluntary organizations like Political Shakti. I was volunteering with them in the different campaign. I was part of Democracy Express in Indian School of Democracy, and during that participation, we met many political leaders. And one of the questions that I asked to all the political leaders we met from across the party, but I didn't get any satisfying answer from them that what is their stand about women in politics and about taking action to reduce crime against women. And I think few of my friends like Priyanka is here, who is also from Democracy Express. So we started a campaign, and then we called Circles of Feminist Politics. So it was also a fellowship which we started doing with Haya. And that is the time when I actually met Kangsi through WhatsApp, of course, like at Political Shakti group, and also um, uh, through Haya campaign. And then we launched our campaign, Circles of Feminist Politics, on 26th January 2021. And we approached Kangsi to be a partner with us. So NETRI Foundation is an official partner with Circles of Feminist Politics, and our intention is also to establish, like, to register a political party whose agenda will be gender mainstreaming, and Netri is a partner with us. And through that, Kangsi became a dear friend who kind of I think she never gave up on me at a personal level. Like when I started, like I was working in Mumbai and Bangalore, and recently last 2 years I'm in Odisha. Odisha is my home state. Yeah, so I thought to contest election one day, and I came back in September, only in September 2021, to prepare. But then when the election date got announced, I panicked because like it got announced on 25th February, the date is 24th March, and February is 28 days. So it's not even a month. I said, no, I am not going to do this. Even but I had a team who are already working with me, preparing for election. But then it was like, no, it's not done. I mean, I can't do. And I kind of sent a message in the group saying, ki, sorry, folks, I'm not going to contest. It's too early. I don't want to waste your my time. But then I got a call late in the night. Kangxi and me mostly talk after 11 o'clock in the night. And then she said, it was a team who was behind of you to contest election. How come you yourself decided not to quit without asking us? So, and then we discussed, then I spoke to also many other mentors, and I decided then, okay, let me give it a try. And but then, yeah, my motivation to be in politics is to create safe spaces for my nieces, you know, um, for those kids, you know, I don't want, streets which are unsafe. I want to have safe schools, safe streets, safe homes, safe workplaces. When my nieces will grow up, I don't want to wait for some politician to provide that space for them. I
Yes.
also want to contribute that space. I want to contribute to build that space for them. So I think it's also my responsibility to do that.
Yes, absolutely. Very, very brilliant observations and experiences that you've shared with us. And as you said, that you did not get much support from the existing political parties, although they have their women's wing, and apparently, given how women's votes are becoming more and more important throughout the country, as we have seen in the recent elections. uh, I mean, they should have supported you in some way or the other, like the kind of support that you got from NETRI or from other organizations that you mentioned, like Shakti and others. It is kind of interesting and also very critical that existing political parties also come out and support. And like you said, that your motivation is to create safe spaces on the streets, at homes, and other spaces for young women, girl children, etc. And that is something that should be a policy priority for the government, and also whichever party wants to aspire to sort of acquire power. I think that, like you said, activist circles and feminists and women supporting each other is something that is clearly brought out from your experience. And I was wondering if you could maybe share something more about your campaign experience so far. How has it been? And like we were discussing with Priyanka ji as well, whether you have faced any kind of similar threats, intimidation, verbal or otherwise. You can share them with us.
So, Pranay will be going to election, but I'm sure that from the past experiences, she can refer to some things. But I really want Pranay to also talk about this voice note that came in the group about the nomination, right? How the distinctive politics that we are talking about that women bring to the table. A lot of people will also tell you कि आप हार जाएंगे, आप ये चुनाव मत लड़िए क्योंकि you will not get enough votes also because you don't have the party structures behind you. प्रियंका ने भी ये कहीं ना कहीं महसूस किया होगा कि कितनी बार ये बोल दिया जाता है कि आप हारने के लिए चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं. That kind of demotivation exists in the system. But I want to talk about the politics of existence, the politics of going out there and saying, I will do it nonetheless, and whatever it takes, I will do to win. First thing, but मेरे बस होने से ही, मेरे वजूद से ही कितनी बातें बदल जाती हैं, right? वो जो एक जो कल प्रणय नॉमिनेशन सेंटर पर थी, for people to even look at that kind of politics. So Pranay, if you can talk about that experience,
Yeah.
and of course anything, any other experience that you would want to share.
I think one of the aspects that Priyanka had already shared about the constituency selection. अगर आप बेटी हो, like when I actually came back to Bhubaneswar, came back to Odisha, and wanted to finalize my constituency to work. So obviously, because I'm married, I can't go back to my parents because their married daughters are not welcome because you are an outsider. Even if you live with your parents' place for few more days or weeks, people will ask you, "Ghar nahi jana hai?" I mean, as if like you are the guest there. So for me, there was no chance to go back to my village and working there. And also to your in-laws' place, it's mostly women who are considered to be cultured, obedient, disciplined, who follow all those kind of traditional things and uh, uh, satisfy their in-laws with their service. Maybe those kind of women get tickets through their husbands. I mean, in a way, men also control.
Yes.
It's not like true for everyone, but then at least it's happening, around us. So a woman like me who is vocal, who is independent, who doesn't want to be part of that stereotype, who wants to uh, be on her own, unfortunately don't get support much.
Yes.
So I'm leveled. Uh, I'm a rebel. So yeah. So I had no chance to contest election or to finalize constituency of my in-laws' place. So the struggle was that where I will contest. I think my
Have we lost Pranay?
Yeah, we seem to have lost her.
Okay, no problem. In the meantime, that she connects back, is like other audience questions. We'll try to get you to speak. You could raise your hands just because we'll be closing this panel in the next 5 to 7 minutes. I also want to bring back Celia in if she's
Yeah.
around. Celia, if you are there, I would like to get you. I'll disable myself from here. Um, Celia, अगर आप है तो मतलब Proma could ask you a question. But in the meantime, audience can raise hands, and if you have some questions around these journeys, as I said, these are very different people coming from very different backgrounds also. मतलब एक बिहार, एक उड़ीसा, एक केरला, one in power, one contested, one going to contest. So the experiences are so varied that if you have questions, we would love to love for them to answer. It gives them more opportunity. But okay, meanwhile that Pranay is joining back, yeah, Celia, right? Celia, you have been a part. Can you unmute yourself and see you can speak? Uh, y- say hello. I want to hear your voice.
Unmuted.
Yes, you can speak. Okay, wonderful. So one quick response on Priyanka and Celia. What are the kind of support systems and resources you need when you contest? And you Celia does come from a political part, like family. She had some support system, but still, you need I would like to know from the different opinion. पहले प्रियंका अगर आप बताएं, what kind of support system, कितना क्या resources चाहिए होते हैं जब आप पहली बार चुनाव लड़ने जा रहे होते हैं और ये समझना कि ये जर्नी किस तरीके से आसान की जा सकती है आप लोगों के लिए. या सो प्रियंका, पहले अगर आप बात करें तो दैट इज माय क्वेश्चन. या अनम्यूट. हाँ.
हाँ, तो अगर हम बात करें कि किस तरीके की हम सपोर्ट सिस्टम चाहिए होता है, तो आई थिंक सबसे मेन तो होती है कि टीम आपका मतलब कितना बड़ा है, उससे एक इफेक्ट डालता है अलग अलग चीजों को मोबिलाइज करने में और अलग अलग चीजों को लीड करने में. तो एक तो ये चीज है, ये है टीम. और दूसरा कि क्योंकि जैसे हम लोग चुनाव लड़ रहे थे तो उसमें था कि मेरे सामने बहुत बड़ी चीज थी कि जिस तरीके से चुनाव होते हैं गांव में कि लाखों रुपए खर्च करते फिर इस बार का तो जो टारगेट था और भी कैंडिडेट का मतलब करोड़ों में थे कि 1 करोड़ तक रुपए की वजह से छू रहे थे. लेकिन हम इस सिद्धांत पे थे कि कैसे हम जो रिक्वायरमेंट है चुनाव का, जो चुनाव आयोग जो बजट तय करती है मतलब उसमें हम जो कि डेफिनेटली एक कम बजट है, उसमें उतना पैसों में हम चुनाव तो नहीं कर सकते, उतना तो पोस्टर और जो भी हमारी चीज आता है उसमें ही है। तो पैसे तो एक मेन मतलब जाता ही है, लेकिन हम यही देख रहे थे कि कैसे मतलब लोगों को मतलब इतना जागरूक करे कि वो किस आधार पे अपना नेता चुने। तो ये मुझे ज्यादा रिसोर्सफुल लग रहा था कि एक तो होती है कि आप कितना से हमारा जो नागरिक है उसको जागरूकता पे खर्च करे, और पैसे का तो एक महत्वपूर्ण पक्ष है, ये है और उसको ध्यान में रखना चाहिए। और मेरे लिए सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत है टीम, और क्योंकि मेरी टीम तो बहुत छोटी थी, हम 4-5 लोग थे, और तो वही सब कुछ हैंडल कर रहे थे, जिसका असर मेरे अपने चुनाव में दिखा। और ये था कि हम बड़ा टीम बनाए, और हाँ मतलब जो भी उसमें जो अगर हम पैसों की बात करें तो क्योंकि हम सब पूरा फंड रेजिस करके ही कर रहे थे, तो जितना है कि हम कैसे कम से कम चुनाव लड़े। जैसे मैं अभी इस जी का सुन रही थी कि उसका एक है कि हम प्लास्टिक फ्री कैंपेन है, कि उन्होंने सब कुछ अपना कपड़े पे ऐसे लिखा है, तो एक बड़ा खूबसूरत आइडिया लगा था है कि हम कैसे और भी इनोवेटिव वे सोच सकते हैं, जिसमें हम कम खर्चों में और एकदम सिद्धांत पे रह के हम अपना चुनाव करा सकें। मैं इस तरीके से
Brilliant. Thank you for sharing that, Priyanka. Celia, if you're here, same question to you. Yeah.
Yeah, when we say about the resources, I think I was full of with the support. So I don't know what is lack from my side. I think before conducting election, it's my perspective. I don't know. I think we must be live in that constituency. In some kind of way. Maybe it's a social work, or maybe working in a organization or anything. You should be live, and you should be a kind of phase in what to say, in that society, so that it's very easy for us to conduct. Then when we come to the election, people know us, in some kind of way. We are doing something in a social work. We are live, and we are capable. So they have some idea about us. So it will be easy for us to introduce ourselves. That's what I felt, because I'm comparing my first election, second election. First election, I was a new face. If I could have done at least 6 months a groundwork, at least I was a face of a political party of anything. It was very easy for me to win in that background, because I already have some kind of some positive things, and I couldn't encash it fully because I was a fresh face. So it was like, after election, some people was telling that, we couldn't know that, you should reach this much. Otherwise, we could have voted you in that way. So they know something, okay, she's good and she's capable, but they're not sure about we will fight for this. So maybe that is the difference. So, and the second time, for me, it was very easy to introduce myself, because I was on ground and I was live in that society. So people know my capability or my way of work. So they were confident, and they had a expectation of from my side. So
Right.
I think that is the main thing.
So you're almost saying that preparing the grounds for politics is absolutely important. But
Yeah.
my only fear with that is the amount of resources it takes to prepare the ground, also to be able to present with people, to raise their issues. So you suggested something very innovative about it came from a place of non-plastic, campaign.
Yeah,
But
not only that, I think in Kerala it is very easy, because we have Kudumbasri, the small group, health group and all we have. So in every home, there one person will be in Kudumbasri. So if you work in that Kudumbasri, we can get in connect with everyone, every home. So it's very easy for me, at least, what I found is now also I am just connecting with these people, so that they will go to their houses, and then they will tell, there is a lady like this, and she's working for us and she's doing something. So that kind of mouth publicity about ourselves, that will be there. So I'm not telling that resources is very less. I know in Kerala actually it is much better, but in other state I know the problem. But still, we could find maybe we are like she said in a issue. We are representing ourselves in a issue, or we are going with that issue, or fight against it, or making a campaign. In that way also we can just we can be a face of that society. So that will be also help
That's a
you.
very
But
smart thing. That's a very smart thing. Finding Kudumshri is just like, Proma, we do read about SHGs, self-help groups across the country. And we always say, but we are not always sure that it is connected in every household. And I've read extensively on Kudumshri, but never approached it from this perspective, that if you have one person.
Here in Kerala, out of 300 to 400 homes, only 10 to 15 or 20 homes only it's away from. That is also a very high class families. They're not ready. They don't need this, so they're just out of this. Otherwise, all the middle class and less than that, all the homes, they are a part of Kudumbasri. Maybe they're daughter-in-law, or they themselves, or their mother. Anyway, one person will be in Kudumbasri. Because in this lock body, they're running all the projects, all the information passing through this Kudumbasri, because every home will reach. So that.
No,
Right,
wonderful.
right.
Thank you for sharing that. I was just waiting for anybody to ask questions. Yeah, but back to you, Proma, and then we can close the panel in a couple of minutes. If
So if
Tanay
I'm just allowed to, I'll just ask one question to Celia. This was something that I was thinking about, because Celia, you have been an office bearer yourself, and I was wondering if there are some tips or some resources that you would like to share with us, which would help other women who want to aspire to such a position as you are occupying today. Having been an office bearer and having been a local government administrator yourself. So anything that would help women aspirants to this post.
Yeah. If I say, my motivation, or my what I find of myself, it's easy to connect with people. When you are every day, it's everyday basis. Maybe through WhatsApp or through Facebook, you have to one-to-one persons. You have to get connected with everyone. So that in a block panchayat, or in a legislative constituency, we won't be able to talk with every person or every voter. Maybe here in more than 12,000 voters, and out of that, I think more than 500 people, they don't know I am the block panchayat member in their constituency. So in that case, it's also there. But more people you connect with one-to-one, so that you can maybe in a day 10 issues will come to you, individual or personal things. And out of that, if you have a solution for out of 10, 3 solutions if you have also, you are building a connection with them, and then they will tell them for the 10 to 15 people, she is helpful and she can do something, and there is a solution with them. So in that way, I think building connection with people will help you more. And that is also some core people are there. If somebody is working in any circle here in MNGRS, Mahatma Gandhi, that rural thing is there, no? That there is a group of people, 20 to 25 people in a ward. So if we do something in that group, and all the panchayats will know that. So that kind of, you have to select some of, targetly, you have to select some of the group, and we have to work with them. And it will be easy. It's a shortcut to when you go for a contestant, as a contestant, all this will help you. So I think building connection with people, and you should be very polite. You should be like, I have seen many contestants, they're telling that, okay, after maybe 10 to 15 days in a election campaign, they will just say, okay, now it is very easy for me to win. And, I don't need any help for any other people. And if somebody is telling that, you have to go this religious community, and you have to talk to them, or you have to ask vote. And some people will say that no, I don't need any I don't need their support, and I am already one. So that kind of approach, or that attitude should not be there. We should be polite. Every single vote is precious, so we have to save that, and you have to be very polite to the people, old people. And maybe we have lot of policies in our life, and we have many objections in any some issues, but we should be kind of diplomatic in some stages, and also we have to take a strong stand in some issues. Basically, politeness will help you a lot. Or that's what I found in our 50 percentage reservation is here. Accept, we are conducting in a general seat. That is the society. I don't know. The attitude is like that. Why should you already have 50% reservation, and why should you come to a general seat? That is the attitude people have. So we should be polite, and we have to catch every single vote as precious, and in that way we have to work.
Right. Perfect. Thanks very much for sharing your wonderful experiences and suggestions that you have for women aspirants. Kangshi, if you're okay with it, maybe we can open it up for questions from the audience.
Yeah, but I have not received any, requests from the audience. In the meantime, if only Pranay can sum up her points, if you're still there, Pranay. You were speaking and
Yes.
you got disconnected, so please finish, and then in maybe 3 minutes we can close the panel. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just sharing how difficult it is to even to select the constituency, even for a woman like who is working and live outside. But then anyway, I finalized my constituency where my sister and father are staying in Bhubaneswar. And also I said, I bought a flat there just to tell and create an example for my nieces that it doesn't matter how rich your father or father-in-law are, but it's important that you build your home, you build your territory. How I have started my campaign, yeah, yesterday I did my nomination, so I will just share that experience. Like when I gone to the road, like the road were completely jammed, like for a kilometer, 2 kilometer, the vehicles, all the luxury cars, bikes. I mean, I was like, no, this is not my place. Let me go back. Why I'm like, why I'm doing what I'm doing. Let me not waste my time. But then I said, anyway, I had done all the paperwork. Let me go and do at least. So I worked, because I couldn't take my auto because I wasn't allowed. I'm not participating from any political party. So police stopped me and said, no, you can't take the vehicle. So I walked from the, like, actually, it must be for 1.5 kilometer from the nomination office. So while I was walking and crossing all these bikes, rallies, people, and uh, something happened to me. I was like, no, let me do this, and I will do this, because circles of feminist politics is also created to give that platform to women like me who don't have the support from family, who want to do something, but maybe they don't know where to start, how to start. So then how can I run away? And the way, I was thinking as if someone could have actually captured while I was walking. I like, yeah, this is the place and I'm going to be here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much again, Pranay, for sharing that. प्रणय को कल किसी ने माला नहीं पहुंचाई, but hopefully soon माला नहीं पहनाई in the nomination center, but
Yeah,
hopefully
so
soon
yeah,
when
that
you
was
win.
another humorous experiment that everyone has asked me, are you a candidate? I wasn't like, why everyone is asking me, are you candidate or are you candidate? Then I realized that everyone who was contesting had come for nomination there with a garland. I'm the only person who was without any decoration. Yeah. So everyone, like people are like, I was like, I'm attending some mass wedding event, or the women who had come that are looking so beautiful, like a newly wed bride, and I'm the one who is in a black saree.
This is
without
fantastic.
helping
No,
from someone. Yeah. So,
this is great. This is great stuff
yeah.
for a great a biography of a great politician in the making. But quick round of applause for everyone here who attended. जिनने बात किया, जिनने पूछा. Thank you, Proma, especially for persisting and doing this with the panel. I am really so it's actually a moment of celebration. तो आज हम सिर्फ celebrate कर रहे हैं कि हम इतनी दूर आए हैं, and we are not giving up. You see very different experiences, but this is our resolve of breaking the biases, breaking the barriers, and especially in politics, because of course, 50% needs to be represented by 50%. So thank you everyone for being here. Proma, last words if you have any, and then we can close the panel. Next panel is women as campaigners. So this was women as contestants who are contesting, who are a part of the system. The next one is women as campaigners, and I would be delighted if you all can come back there. We'll start at 1:30. So see you and bye-bye. Proma, last words.
Yeah, so thanks, Kanshi, for allowing me to be a part of this fascinating discussion. And as I think you have summed it up really well, we should today stress upon how these, women in the contesting phase, or women who have already contested, and women who occupy office-bearing spaces. I think we need to celebrate their journey. We need to celebrate their resilience, how they stuck on, in spite of institutional and social discrimination. And we know that as the experiences of the women have already communicated to us, this kind of discrimination happens not only within the institutional space of the parties or the panchayat spaces itself, but also within families, and how they spill over to the general social space, like we were just hearing. How a local candidate is supposed to be is something that has been conditioned in our minds to be quote unquote a local man, so as to say. And even if it is a woman, it should be a docile woman. So I think today's discussion helped break many of these stereotypes that we generally or consciously or unconsciously associate with women in politics. So yeah, wishing all three of you, and also you, Kanshi, and everyone who's been an attendant of this session, all the best with your respective journeys in politics and elsewhere. And let us continue to break barriers wherever we are. Thanks very
Thank you
much.
so much, Proma. Thank you for hosting this. I will see all the audience in the 1:30 panel. We will be joined by amazing women who have launched into campaigning, which is another very hard space to be in. Extremely underrepresented when it comes to gender. So I'll be sharing more facts and figures in the next panel. So I hope to see you all there. And thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, everyone, जो आए और अपनी बात हमसे साझा की. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, everyone.